All right, welcome back, everybody. Football season is just around the corner. It's literally only a few days away, and KUAM has entered into a brand new partnership so you fantasy football managers out there can get the most bang for your buck and possibly get a trip to the Super Bowl. Now, my good buddy Amir Younis from Marianas Variety is here. Amir, good to see you again, my friend.
Hey, good to see you, Jason.
All right. Now,
thanks for having me.
Now, of course, 6 months ago, we came off the end of a very, very exciting football season. Unfortunately, your Seattle Seahawks made a decision to pass, not run, that I'm sure you've been asked many, many millions of times and thought about probably many more times than that.
Yeah.
Did they make the right call? Obviously not.
Of course not. They didn't win the game, so it wasn't the right call. But should they have run it? Heck yeah.
They should have gone beast mode.
And I haven't watched that game since, so that's how painful it was.
All right. Well, we're very happy to be working with you now to bring fantasy football to the people of Guam. You guys have actually been doing fantasy football for quite a bit now over the Variety, and you've been playing for a while. You're the commissioner.
Yes.
And we've got a great partnership now this season.
Yes, absolutely. So this is our 6th year into fantasy football. It grew from a small league that we kind of roughshotted and put everything together at the last minute, and it just kept building upon that, and now it's into this its own entity, and it stands alone, but it wouldn't be around if it wasn't for our wonderful sponsors in Bud Light, Circle K76, the Guam Daily Post, Marianas Variety, now going to be the Guam Daily Post.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much.
It's a great achievement.
And I-94 and KUAM. So that's thanks for being part of it.
All right. Well, the payoff is definitely significant.
Yes.
Because people have an amazing, amazing prize.
And it is, and it's a really cool thing that we have. So it's one of the, I don't know if there's any other league that does it, but we give away 2 trips to the Super Bowl on each side. So there's a total of 4 trips to the Super Bowl, all expense-paid trips. And this is Super Bowl 50 this year, so it makes it extra special.
Now let's talk about some of the mechanics of the fantasy league. Signing up and registering for the league and for the promotion, it's a pretty unique combination of low-tech and high-tech.
Oh yes, absolutely. So the traditional sense, you gotta throw in your name in the hat, basically by getting the entry forms in the paper. So there's an entry form in the paper every day. You got to pick up a paper and cut it out and then drop them in those drop boxes we have at Circle K76, all locations. And then we take them back and we draw from the entire bunch and pick the lucky few that get to play in the league. And so then after that, we send you the invite to the league, which we use NFL.com.
Excellent. I've played my classmates and I from the Sanchez class of '92. We used NFL.com's fantasy manager last year. It's a lot of really cool features. It makes all of the complex decision making like really, really easy. It's a really cool user interface, and it just lets you concentrate on making good decisions, and most importantly, talking smack to your friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
the smack talking is the best part about it. And yeah, right. NFL.com does a lot of things like the Fantasy Guru, and it kind of helps you if you need help in making those decisions. And because it's the NFL, you've got live footage. You can actually look at the player stats. You can actually look at the last 5 plays they did and all kinds of stuff. Real live footage and breaking news. You can actually run that thing on its own, and as the game is progressing, it'll give you the highlights on live feed. So it's pretty cool. All
right. Well, the draft day is, of course, coming up for most people to get their fantasy league started. When should everybody get their hands on a copy of the paper?
As soon as you can. It's in there every day. And there's no rule against not getting 20 entry forms in to kind of increase your chances. So that's what a lot of people do, is they collect the papers and drop off a whole bunch of entry forms to each of the locations, and that kind of increases their chances of getting selected.
It's a win-win. You could possibly go to the Super Bowl and you help Amir's circulation.
Absolutely. That's part of it, of course, and that's why we hooked it up with the traditional way of getting into the entry forms. And because we recognize that there may be more people that want to get into the league than we actually have space for, so we do the raffle, and all is fair.
All right. Well, before we go to commercial, I must ask, Amir, because you're the commissioner, of course, this year, so you're not exactly playing directly, but if you had the first choice in the draft for your league and everything, who are you picking?
Oof.
Because you can go, everybody goes quarterback and everything. I've tended to pick, I've picked Megatron like a couple times as the first pick. Sometimes I pick the defense, just to, I go against game theory.
Well, you do kind of go, quarterback, one of the elite quarterbacks are going to be great to have. But a couple of them aren't going to be showing up early in the season. But other than that, you want to go with a running back, I think.
A good choice, and there are many this year.
Le'Veon Bell, no, not Jamal Charles. Le'Veon Bell is probably going to be one of the top choices.
Okay, Interesting. All right, Michigan State guy. So. All right, so Amir, great to be working with you. All right.
Thank you, Jason.
And we've got a lot more stuff coming up with fantasy all season long.
Yes, absolutely. Stay tuned.
All right. So everybody make sure, once again, as Amir said, pick up a copy of the Guam Daily Post.
Yes, sir.
All right. Formerly known as the Marianas Variety. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All right. And make sure to get that. Fill out the form and then drop it off to one of their many well-located drop boxes throughout the island. And then you can find out if you can play in the Fantasy League. It's NFL.com once again, and you could possibly win a chance to go to the Super Bowl, a phenomenal prize. So we encourage you to do so as soon as you can. And stay tuned because we are back right after this.